Banks got bailed out!
We got sold out!
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 Fight, fight, fight!
Housing is a human right!
Fight, fight, fight!
Housing is a human right!
I started calling, what was it, at that time, Countrywide, and told them that my income is going to change for the next few months. I'm now starting to receive disability payments. I had a disability insurance, but I had taken out on myself. And I said, but the income is going to be different. And then, of course, I applied for long-term disability through Social Security. In the meantime, I did get, initially I had talked to Countrywide, and I had told them, was there anything that I could do to modify? And they initially told me that, no, you're not behind, so we can't do anything for you. In the meantime, Countrywide, of course, became dysfunctional or whatever. Something happened to them, and then the loan went over to Bank of America. Then I started trying to reach out to Bank of America, and they were not very responsive at all, and did not return phone calls, did not want to have anything to do with me. Eventually, they did foreclose. I had a contact then, a lawyer who represented Bank of America. And for the last 2 years or so, I've been in contact with her off and on. And my conversations with her were what can I do? What can I do to stay in my home? Could I rent, or can I get a modification? What can I do? And her response was, they don't want to have anything to do with you at all. They just don't want to have anything to do with you at all. They don't want to talk to you. They don't have anything to do with you at all.
Yeah, as I said, we have people at every Bank of America around the city right now putting pressure on the banks. Bank of America has made things really inconvenient for Reverend Vanzant and for, literally hundreds of thousands of people around the country in the same situation. And so we thought we'd make things a little inconvenient for Bank of America today. They got billions in taxpayers' money to be bailed out, and they got that money because they were supposed to be helping people. And all evidence is that they haven't been very significantly. So we're here to put pressure on them to make sure that they do. And, it seems like that we are putting pressure on them with Bank of America. They finally started calling Reverend Vanzant after we started doing this. But we have to keep doing this for everyone and until the bank starts behaving.
Bad for America!
Bank of America, bad for America! Bank of America, bad for America!
Bank of America!
Bad for America!
Bank of America!
Bad for America!
Bank of America!
Bad for America!
Columbia Heights has been closed, obviously, because that's where we are. And then we have Adams Morgan that's been closed, Friendship Heights that's been closed, Petworth that's been closed, 8th Street that's been closed, Georgetown that's been closed, Capitol South that's been closed, K Street has been closed. We said Mount Pleasant already. Which ones are we missing? I feel like we're missing. Well, we closed all 11, so that was our goal. So we did that, and we're not leaving until it's actually the end of business day for Bank of America on Saturday here at Columbia Heights, which is 1 o'clock.
We say no! Reverend Vanzant will not go! They say even, we say no! Reverend Vanzant will not go! They say even, we say no! Reverend Vanzant will not go!
Well, in this particular instance, Bank of America is foreclosing on a man who has done nothing but pretty much, he was an activist for a long time. He worked for Metro. He's a reverend at a church. He, under the stress of the foreclosure process, he had a stroke, an injury, and the bank decided that they still wanted to foreclose on him. We picked up this case. We decided it was not okay, so we decided to do demonstrations on his behalf. The banks have been doing these predatory practices, forcing foreclosures even though people can pay, redlining, jacking up interest rates for people of color, taking away people's homes like almost on a daily basis around this country. And you know what? It's not okay. Like, I know people that have worked their entire lives, that have done more work than any of these corporate execs have in their entire lives, and they're taking away their homes even though they can pay and this and that, for whatever reason they can, because they actually profit from foreclosures. Whenever they get the chance to foreclose on somebody's house, that is bucks for them, because they get to buy that, they get to buy up the property, hike up the property value, and then sell it to somebody else, and then probably do the same thing to them, like when when it comes to inflation and stuff. And it's ridiculous. It's a sick practice, and none of these banking institutions should be allowed to exist, in my opinion. They just received, Bank of America itself received $230 billion in 2008 of taxpayer money. You want to know what the execs did with that? They bought themselves yachts. They bought themselves country club memberships. That's what they did with my money, with your money, with everybody's money. And like, people should be more pissed off than they really are about it, in my opinion.
No to foreclosures. We shall not be moved. No to foreclosures. We shall not be moved. Just like a tree that's planted by the water. We shall not be moved. En el español, no, 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 no nos moverán. No, 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 no nos moverán.
We actually have
No crea que haga la prueba. No nos moverán. We shall not be moved. That's hey from the banker. And this is crazy. Give me my house back. A dummy baby. This super land grab is getting crazy. Give me my house back. Don't try to play me.
Alrighty, I just want to thank all of you for you taking time out to come here today and be of support. I had tried to handle this by myself, and I want to encourage anyone else who may be in the same situation I'm in. Do not try to handle this situation by yourself, because the bank is very powerful, and they will not, usually will not talk to you, will not be of any kind of assistance to you unless you show numbers.
problems that led to the banks crashing our economy, have not been resolved. So we're gonna chant, walk away chanting, we'll be back, because we're gonna keep coming back until Bank of America either shapes up or no longer exists.
We'll be back. We'll be back.